Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from Florals.com, and welcome back to Multi-Photo Monday. Every third Monday of the month we do a multi-photo layout with different inspiration to bring you guys some new and exciting ideas for your scrapbooks. So today we are doing a theme thanks to Becky. She pulled out an idea of doing 2 photos of yourself, so mine are selfies, more so current ones. These ones aren't too current. These were back a couple months ago when it was nice and it was beachy out, and these go well with my mini kit Monday kit that I've been using all month. And we also have to make it so it can describe us currently. So there's a couple ways I bring that kind of idea into this page. But first, I pulled out this Webster's Pages pineapple paper from a New Day collection, and I have the paper pad for that. And that's part of my kit for this month that I am using for all of my layouts. So I end up using some shimmers, which are very, very beautiful, in this nice light minty teal color. And I end up watering it down a little bit too much, I think, but the glitter it adds is so, so beautiful. And if you guys have not used Shimmers products, I highly, highly recommend them. I'm just using a wide flat brush to get some extra pull on those strokes. And once I'm done adding those, I am going to just set this aside to dry. Eventually, you just start dipping in for direct color. Once I cleaned all that up and set this aside to dry, I usually have to wait a while when it comes to mixed media, and usually I don't want to stop whatever I'm working on, so what I do is just pull a bunch of supplies together that I think will work well on this layout. So I pull in the Webster's Pages 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I also have a pocket page card that says "Loving This Currently," which works well with the theme that Becky pulled out, and again, I have 2 selfies, so that counts. Really excited for how this layout turned out, but I start pulling out elements from my kit, and I do have a kit share which I'll have linked down below in case you guys are interested in seeing where all these products come from. But when I made my kit, I saw this astrological paper, that pink one in the background, and it has all of the astrological signs in how they would appear in the night sky, and I am a Cancer, so I found that on that page and decided that would work perfect for This Is Me page, about me, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I pull that out, and that will be one of the main focuses for this page. And I also pull out a ton of stickers from the Webster's Pages coordinating sticker sets. I mean, they're the perfect colors because they match, but I also incorporate some other things from different collections, like the Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm collection. Those are some of the papers I'm using, and I just think it turns out so well without having to, you know, play by too many rules. It was nice to have this prompt to go off of and just kind of build something off of. I'm also, on my head, I have my favorite pair of sunglasses, which have since broke, and I'm very, very heartbroken over that. But I'm going to map my photos on the mint colored papers I pulled out here. One is just a stripe with some distressing, and the other one is actually an anchor pattern paper, which I thought worked well with my beach themed photos. And even though this one's distressed, I think I'm just going for the color here because it sort of matches my swimsuit, and I really like how it brings out that color of the sky and the sand. And here I'm trying to align it so I can actually see the anchors, but that didn't work so well. So you just get a nice mint green border with some weird white cutoffs, which usually happens with small print papers like this. And then to bring in the mint and the anchors themselves, I decided to go in and strip that last piece of that anchor paper into 2 pieces so I can remount them so you can actually see the anchor border, which you'll see in a moment. The background's still a tiny, tiny bit wet, so I don't want to put too many things on top of it because I'm afraid it'll absorb through. Here's where I start pointing out, and again, it's going to be really, really hard to see, but I have to figure out where it is. There it is. So I can place it properly on my page. And I know it's a little bit off screen, but again, it's still wet, so I'll move everything in a little bit so it's more in frame. But there you can kind of see I do have my anchors, and they're ready to go, and I'll paste those to the rights or on the sides of my photos so that I have that anchor pattern showing and help bring in that nautical theme without having to add too much bulk. And I didn't like the mint on mint color because obviously both of my layers had been mint, so I pulled in my pink washi tape and put a strip of that down first, and then added my photo layer on top of that, and that worked out really, really well, even though the strip was a little bit too long. But I like that it adds another pop of color without having to, you know, add another whole layer of paper. And I think we often neglect washi tape for that fact that it serves the same purpose as most pattern paper does, but we forget that it can be utilized in such unique ways. So now they both have a strip of pink on the opposing sides, which I think works really well because of the pink in the background thanks to the pineapple. And every so often you'll be able to pick up on the shimmer that the pineapple, or that the mixed media left on the background rather, and I think that is going to add a lot when it goes into an album. It's just going to add that nice shimmery glow, sort of like how the water has it when you're out at the ocean and you're, you know, watching the waves come in, how shimmery it is. That's kind of the vibe I was going for this layout. So it's coming together rather quickly. I do have a little wooden arrow that I pulled out to point at the astrological sign on the pattern paper. And then I'm going to start placing my title just to see how it'll fit amongst the photos and with the pattern paper I have to work with. And then I can start gluing everything down. Now that's always the scary part when it comes to working with things like these, where it's very necessary to have everything in the correct spot. But don't worry, it'll all work out. So I put down the pink pattern paper first so that I can make sure the photos do not cover up the important astrological sign I'm trying to highlight, which is mine. And then I will finish the title once I have my photos in place. Now you'll see here that I actually ended up leaving a lot more room beneath the photos instead. On the left-hand side, particularly where the title will be, which I think is better because it gives it a bit more breathing room. And I would say I haven't done a layout like this in a while. I love doing stacked photos like this and then elements in the other two corners, but sometimes I forget about it. So if you haven't tried that out, I would recommend it. It's nice to have opposing photos not necessarily stacked together. I know I'm a huge person that's a fan of the stacked design, but sometimes it's a little bit too much. Here I start creating a cluster in the top right corner. There's a ton of pink and stuff going on in the bottom left with the title and the fancy pattern paper, so I used another strip of that same pink washi tape from Me and My Big Ideas and add another sticker from Webster's Pages on top of that just to create a little cluster. Now here's where I start experimenting with my title. These stickers are just from the Webster's Pages 12 by 12 sticker sheet that comes with the paper pad, and instead of doing a full stack title, I just go with a 2-layer title. And I like that the arrow helps offset the is on the right hand side. So I also create a sort of cluster in the bottom right, and again, I'm sorry it's a little bit off frame, but there's different phrases on here that I wanted to use. So the one on top of the left photo says feel special, this one says be you, and then I think there's one that says got it from my mama, which is really cute. Love the pinks. And of course my little alphas need a little bit more adhesive, so I use my fine line bottle to add that on. Once those are all glued down, then I will continue to add a little bit more embellishing. Everything right now is glued down, but I need to finish off with a couple finishing touches to really bring together the whole color scheme. And as you can tell, I have a couple craft bits on here, and since I have those craft bits, I wanted to pull in something that would help bring in that neutral. So I ended up going with some wood veneer, which again were in my kit, and these ones are particularly from Jelly Bean Soup. So I used some of the tropical looking flowers and the hearts to bring in a little bit more fun, and you know, that neutral color scheme really helps bring your eye around the layout and give your eyes somewhere to rest. So I pick out 3 of those, and then as a finishing touch, I end up going back to my Maggie Home sticker book, which is part of my kit this month, and just looking through. There's tons of small heart stickers in there, and you know, just little bits and pieces that I can end up using like phrase stickers. So I go through my sticker book and pull out a couple of things. There I was just looking at the gold page. I don't have any gold on this layout, so I don't end up pulling any in, but I definitely could have opted to do so. I think the metallic shine from the mixed media background helps a lot, so I don't think I need to add too much else in terms of metallics or shine. So here I start looking at some of the phrase stickers and labels to see where else I could add anything. And I already have a journaling spot on here, so I don't really need a label except maybe for a date. But I don't think I had the date readily available for these pictures, so I have to wait on that. Oh, never mind. I do add a date label. And then I use one of my markers, which I believe is the brush tip by Tombow, one of theirs, and I add the date on here. I must have written the date before I started this video, but Then the dates on there, everything's ready to go, and I just add my journaling about what I currently love at this point in time. But I really love how this layout turned out. I hope you guys did too. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and check out everyone else's layouts, about me's, their selfies, really cute stuff coming. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, so you guys can get more videos from me. But make sure to check out everyone else linked down below, and check out the rest of the videos on my channel if you're interested. But that's it for the close-ups, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really had fun with this layout, and I hope you guys did too. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye!